Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be taking a first impression look at the changes in Dark Zone. So we've run it now several nights. I'm going to have some B-roll behind me so you can kind of see what we're doing, how we're flowing through it. Generally speaking, my initial impression is I like it right now, but I could see how this could get stagnant over the long run. So we're going to go in some deep detail in that. Share our thoughts. If you got thoughts on Dark Zone, how it is, please comment below. I want to hear how people are feeling about the new zones, the new PvE zone, etc., etc. Or there's a Discord link in the description below if you want to have a longer chat about it. All right, let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, so this B-roll is going to be just flying around, and you're just going to see me clicking around and doing stuff. Generally, the way that Dark Zone seems to be shifting now is that you just want to get around and get as much stuff killed as quick as you can, because there's the unlimited rewards. I do unlimited because it's... Some people didn't feel like it was unlimited due to the fact that there's only 30 minutes. But I'm like, well, if that's the case, then everything in life is limited because we don't live forever. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know, we get unlimited rewards while you're in there. That's fine. So you're going to want to kill as much stuff as humanly possible. So we've, you know, this was the video that's running right now is our first night. There were some bumps in the road. You can see me chatting. Hey, stay together. What are you doing? Read this. It's now going to be, I think, our third or fourth night doing it. And we got to be pretty efficient with it. I'm pretty happy with how it's going. Even the first couple nights, this one, while we were saying, you know, certain things and working through stuff, it wasn't super bad. I was pretty happy with it. I felt like everybody else had a good time. The thing that I'm a little, well, first off, let's talk about the rewards. All right. So, well, actually, before that, I want to say a big win with it is absolutely the 30 minutes. It feels like it goes by like that. I love that. I think it's great. And it's like, okay, well, we're done with Dark Zone. That's awesome. You know, and right now we're getting to our alliance raids. And, you know, there's invasion, and they changed that to 2 instead of 3. For anybody who missed, it's also a longer duration, meaning instead of like 2 weeks, I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks. So you should get maybe not the exact same amount of attempts, but it's not just getting nerfed. It was sort of in between. Anyway, having said that, the point is that we get some more time to do these different things. You know, you could compete with each other, do duels, etc., which I still think is really fun. I haven't currently had time to do it, but I'm hopeful sometime in the future. So now back to rewards. So previously, you know, you got what, 7 minis, 2 primes, so you'd probably get anywhere from 7 to 14 cards. I am personally like filling up, like some of my stuff's going to mail, so I'm able to get a plethora of cards, a ton of XP. You know, you can see I'm up to about 10 companion boxes there. Now we aren't getting as many primes in there. It seems like maybe the primes are, I don't know if the cooldowns are different or if it's just, you know, because we're only in there for half an hour, we might only, depending when the primes spawn, we might only get a small set of, you know, spawns. We're still, you know, going through different zones. In this particular B-roll, we didn't go through the PvE zone. I don't believe we ever went in there. I know in another one that I've got, we did go through there, and I'll B-roll through that one as well too. But I like the rewards. I like getting what we get in there. The part about the crystals, I still get that they need to hopefully figure out where to pull those from. What are they going to do with that? I don't know. You know, I think that a most wanted concept is great. It's going to be interesting maybe in different reward systems that they have in game, events, etc. I personally like, you know, some of that. Somebody made a good thought to me the other day with some different game modes where it's just, I was like, you know what, that is a pretty good idea. And I just remember really loving that concept where I just thought it was interesting to have in game where you could do something where, you know, the most wanted one maybe wasn't the best because it was a situation where people might rank up. You know, Spec Ops was a thought for something. Blitz and Raid I didn't necessarily love, but I think it might have been the Battle Challenge one where if they dispersed them throughout Battle Challenge, that was a really good thought for, you know, how to do that. And I just thought that was really cool. So generally the rewards, you know, and again, you can see, I haven't counted each one of these, but, you know, based on just chatting with alliance mates running through there for the 30 minutes, I think we're ranging anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 points, depending how big our party is, how many people are in there. And then as far as the rewards, we're getting, gosh, I feel like in the 30 to 40 card range, similar with some of the boxes, like the 20 to 30 range. It just felt good. It felt like we were definitely getting stuff. And the companion XPs, those are things that, you know, everybody really needs. Everybody's trying to get those. Everybody needs to build up a lot of companion levels. I have another video that's going to be coming out, and then I don't know if it was before this one or after this one, but it'll be after this one. And where we look at companions and some of their levels, and when I was looking at those and talking to different people, all of us, you know, we had some built up star-wise, but the levels of those companions, so it is in fact a giant bottleneck. So being able to get some of those XP cards out of there in Dark Zone was a big deal. Now, the part that I mentioned at the front end of this is like it's going by really quick. Now, it's a new thing, right? So anytime you get something that's new, sometimes it can be going by really quick, and that's just sort of what it is. The part that I'm a little worried about is right now, as you see, just the B-roll of this is we're just going through here. We're just going through and farming. There is only a little bit of battle. We have not had a lot of battling. There's been a couple people who came in. They didn't last very long, or they didn't put up a fight for very long. We've had some of our people fight others. It sounds like they were having a little bit of fun. I don't know how the other folks liked it, or if they thought it was cool or not, or if it made their, night, more fun. I don't know. But I think that I could see, after a few weeks or a month or after a couple months of this, people sort of getting to the point where they just feel like it's mundane. They just, they're just like, I'm just flying through a zone, killing bosses. Now, I could see, people feeling a lot of different ways like that. It's subjective, I suppose. So you've got to decide if you like that yourself. But I do understand that concern. You know what I mean? Part of the funner parts of Dark Zone is if there is some conflict in there. So I don't want to say this, but unfortunately, I just have to speak my mind, and the truth is that if Netmarble finds that we're not really confronting each other, I wouldn't be surprised if they shrink the overall time each night. Now, if they do that, I hope they have some times in the morning as well. But I know Netmarble, one of the things they want us to do is try to fight in these zones. So I also still think that there's some other opportunities that they can do for that, and ways to sort of expand that. One of them being sort of a, some sort of mega prime boss or something where we're all going in there together. By the way, this is my third night, so this is a little bit different B-roll, but at this point we get a little bit more efficient. So I could see where Netmarble might want to try to start incentivizing conflict. We talked about ways there you could run in there together with different teams. I'm not ready to say that at this point after this, but right now Dark Zone very much feels, at least for us, like a farming zone, which is good. I like it. I need that, Mats. It depends what Netmarble wants this zone to be. I think they want this zone to be sort of an end game zone, but with all of the other things coming to the game, it's a little bit concerning that is this going to be an end game zone? I really don't want them to lean much into squad battles, just because I think as an MMO, that's going to drive a lot of people away. I know for me personally, it will frustrate me. I can barely build up one toon, let alone multiple toons. That's something more for, I'd say, giant whales or krakens in the game that, okay, fine, get more stuff, I guess, and I'll just get stomped, and as will a lot of people underneath me. And I feel like I'm, not even in that, I'm not a free to play. Anyway, having said that, my initial impressions and first take on this is it's nice. It's cool. It goes by very quickly, which I like. It does take away from some of that, group dynamic, group running around Dark Zone. If Netmarble really wants this to be the end game content, I don't see this as being it, unfortunately. I think at this point, since it's down to a half an hour, I think they could have something like this, and then, you know, they might have to constrict the time. They might have to have some additional prime spawns come up, and where people are actually incentivized to fight over those primes. Whatever alliance does the most damage or to that prime gets something. So that way, you know, people are incentivized to attack each other, to attack the prime, like get them off of it. Now, you know, because that could go a bunch of different ways where it's like, well, just nuke it. We're the stronger PvE team. Well, yeah, but if they start attacking us, then we can't do our damage. So, you know, we'll see. That's stuff for the future. We're still sort of settling in on this. I do like the 10-second cooldown thing, just because I think it keeps people from zoning in and out a lot, which, you know, it's, I don't know. I guess some people like to jump in and out a lot like that. I guess that's fine if you really think that's a good use of your time. Personally, for me, I like to come through here. I like to farm. I like to get stuff. I like to fight. I think that's the cooler part about it. I think just, you know, if I want to fight people, I'm going to be in there and fighting them. I wouldn't necessarily be like jumping out or anything like that. But, so that's interesting. I don't think it's a big game changer, but the unlimited rewards are fantastic. And, you know, I think that the PvE zone seems to be well received by a lot of people. I know in this particular night, we did go in there and kind of go through the zone. So, you know, that made it feel like, all right, yeah, it's there. You know, the points are so small, though. It was kind of like, all right, let's not come back here. Let's get back to the PvP area. So I did find it interesting that they only left 2 PvP zones. I think that's intentional so that it, again, incentivizes conflict. Whereas if they only left it at the 2 zones, it wouldn't be like that. So I think that they're definitely on to something here. I'll be curious to see how good it is. And if it stays this way, and if people get bored of it after a while. I am worried about people getting bored. So, you know, just because if it's too repetitive, it's like, okay. And it does go by quick. And one of the things that, you know, if you're not on the same page with your alliance, like we've got a swarm in here. If you're not on the same page with them and how you're doing this, people are going to get left behind. It's already been somewhat difficult for us. And again, we're only a few nights in, but we're trying to refine that process. And if you're not communicating and doing things well, that could be a problem. So to recap or kind of summarize all this stuff, I love the new rewards. I love the unlimited aspect of it, which whether it's cards or companion XP. I do miss the crystals. I hope they pop those somewhere else in the game. I like how fast it feels. I like that it's shorter time. I do get worried at some point that it is going to be too repetitive because people are just going to be doing what we do, where it's just like, go, get all the gear, get all the stuff, get as much as you can. And it's going to disincentivize any sort of farming methods. And, you know, we'll go in and mess around with people. People will come around and mess with us, which will be fun. But most people are going to want to go and actually spend time farming versus fighting because they need this stuff. So for that reason, I'm, you know, a little torn on it. I think if they really want to make it so that it's, again, PvP zone, they take a lot of this stuff they've now put in there and put it in the shop, but give us a lot more tokens, not just for ranking, but for like killing people in here, where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to get a bunch of tokens. I'm going to fight people. I'm going to find people to fight. And then, so you're getting it from everywhere. So that's my initial impression. I do like it so far. We'll see how it shakes out. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. You know, I always mention the Discord link, which is in the description below if you want to have further, longer conversations. If you like what you see here, just want to help support the channel, there's many ways to do it. There's a join, there's subscribing, there's notification bells, there's hammering down on like buttons, or just commenting and helping out the YouTube algorithm. Either way, we appreciate you guys making it this far, so thank you very much. And until next time, we hope you have a wonderful day.